Hey, it's Rick from Metagamers, and this is the Poetic HardBack case. It's for the iPad 3, or the third generation iPad, I should say. If you take a look at my description of this video, I'll link to where you can pick it up. I've also got a $10 off coupon code that I'll link in the description there. Again, this is by Poetic, and Poetic makes some pretty cool cases, different designs for sure, and this one has an added feature to it that I haven't seen in a case like this before. So the first thing I want to call out is the interior before I put the iPad in here. Very, very soft. It's microfiber. It's not going to scratch your iPad in any way, shape, or form. Now, the way that this is going to work, I've got a third generation iPad LTE model. You simply lay one corner of your iPad in just like that, put the other down. You've got two clips along the side here, and you're just going to reach and push them over each edge, and now it is secure. This is what I'm talking about with this interesting feature. Check that out. There is a magnet up here that holds your iPad in place. Now, if you flip it upside down, yes, of course it's going to do that, but because there are clips in there, it's not going to fall out. I'll show you what that is for in just a moment here. Let me go ahead and show you up close the case. There is some Poetic branding there. It's pretty stylized, and I kind of like their brand. It looks nice, so it's not a big deal for me. There is a polycarbonate shell on the back mixed with that leatherette material, so it gives you some good grip, a little bit of padding, and decent protection. All of your ports are open here, so you can see the dock, the speaker. If we move it along to the top, you can see your headphone jack. Your microphone is exposed, as is your camera, sleep awake, and then, of course, your buttons here along the side. Let's move to the front of the case and open this up because it does have the sleep awake feature. And when you open it up, it will awaken your device, close it, puts it to sleep. Now, I will call this out. A lot of people are going to notice this, and this happens with a lot of cases like this, and I can even replicate this to a certain extent with my smart cover. But if you're going to move this around, to a certain extent, it is going to activate the sleep awake. Again, I'm calling that out because I want to be thorough here, but again, I can replicate this with my smart cover if I do it to that extent. So I'm just calling that out for you guys. The other thing I'll mention is the sleep awake is fine. So if you fold it all the way back, it's not going to put your iPad to sleep. Couple of ways you can use this. You can use it in a book mode, just like this. It's not going to fold flat in the back, but it actually gives you a decent kind of holding position here. So it works out pretty well. Now, what I was talking about with that magnetic thing is you can actually use this in a stand mode. So if you unattach it, you now have a couple of different stand modes here. That's pretty much straight up and down, and it works pretty decently well. This is a decent viewing angle, I would say, for, I don't know, browsing web or things like that. And then you can bend it back a little bit further. I do notice when you do that, it is going to slide out of the case just a little bit here, but that's going to give you a decent typing angle. And then you simply slide this back up, push it back in like that, magnetically sealed, and away you go. Very easy to take this out of the case as well. I like the new feature that it kind of introduces here that I haven't seen before with that magnetic strip. But as a side note, it does leave some gaps, I would say, just a little bit. So you're going to notice that there is a little bit bigger gap than usual right around here because it uses that feature, and you can see when I press it does that. That's because of that magnet. Don't know if that's a detriment or not, because as you open it up, you can clean it out. It's not a big deal. I'm going to give the Poetic HardBack protective case a 4 out of 5. I really like what it does. I think the price point is exceptional for what it delivers upon. And if you're looking for a semi-slim case with a decent amount of protection, this one definitely deserves your consideration. That's going to do it for this time. If you guys have questions, comments, or feedback, feel free to let me know. Otherwise, take care, everybody, and have fun.